everybody. Welcome to yoga. My name is Claudia. Glad you're here. Let's get started, please, in child's pose to begin. A lot of you are already in it. Thank you. Just coming into child's pose from hands and knees. Bring your knees nice and wide. Make sure your big toes are actually touching behind you with your arms stretched out directly ahead of your shoulders. Spread your fingers really wide so you feel like you have a little grip on the mat. Feel your third eye center in contact with the mat, eyes open, and just settle right in. Let this posture feel really good to your body. Just an easing open of your joints, and above all, an opportunity to really just arrive on your mat. No matter what's happened before this class, what'll happen afterward, give yourself this time and this space to be present with yourself. So bring all of your attention and awareness right now to your experience on your mat. Find your breath just in and out through the nose, nice and easy. Feel a gentle easing open. Feel your hips push back toward the heels. Walk the hands a little further ahead. And let's begin our breath exercise together. Please take a big inhale through the nose and just fill the lungs nice and big until you feel a stretch in the ribs. And exhale, just follow your breath all the way down to the bottom. Good. Again, take another big inhale through the nose. Fill the lungs, fill the belly. Just take your time. And exhale fully, completely. Just follow your breath all the way down until you feel some space. And one more time today. Big inhale through the nose. Fill the lungs, fill the belly. Find your fullest breath. Hold it there. Just present with the gap. Present with your body, present with your practice. Take one more little sip. And exhale into your yoga practice. I invite you to let go of any expectation you brought onto your mat today, truly. Just take this one posture, one breath at a time. Do your best at each stage of the way. Take rest when you need. Let's get right into it. Tuck your toes, lift your tail, and come into your first downward facing dog. Lots of experienced yogis in this class and lots of beginners in this class. Beautiful work. Feet hip width apart, gaze between the toes, walk it out, left heel high, right heel high, go for a walk in place. And no matter how experienced you are with the class, just have fun with it. Take your time to get into your body here. Just start to notice how you feel. Don't worry about doing the postures perfectly today. Just bring your best to it. So right now, just mobilizing things. Usually we practice in a hot room. It's a little cooler today, so just take that extra time to get your joints opened up here, generate a little heat, a little synovial fluid in the joints. Beautiful. And then reestablish your downward facing dog. So just nice and still here. Keep pushing your chest back toward your thighs. And then rise up onto the balls of the feet. Get the heels to lift up. Excellent. Feeling a little stretch in the arches of the feet. Thighs locked here. So if you feel like your knees are bent, squeeze the quadriceps. Keep pushing your chest back toward the knees. Strong push out of the shoulders. Beautiful work. And then stretch the heels back down to the mat. Then bring your left foot 2 inches closer towards your right foot. Lock out your right leg, and on the inhale, bring it up and back for a three-legged dog. Just stretch back, reach back. Excellent. In the three-legged dog, try to keep your hips squared off to the mat. So rotate your right hip down a little bit if you feel like your hip is open. Excellent. Feel that strong push of your palms into the mat. You can even feel like you're pulling your thumbs toward each other, activating your biceps, your chest muscles. Gorgeous. Then return your right foot to your left foot. Lock out the left leg, and on the inhale, bring it up and back. Just stretch back or reach back. Just move with the breath. That's the key. When you hear the breath cue, move into the posture, then breathe easily as you maintain it. It really simplifies this whole class when you treat it as a very, very simple breath exercise. Nice. Just find your gazing point in the big toe of your right foot. You want to build a little bit of heat here, so feel that strong push out of the shoulders. Nice V. And then step the left foot all the way to the top of the mat. Right foot will follow. Yep, so you're standing at hip width apart. Perfect work. And then hold on to your opposite elbows here and just hang forward in a ragdoll pose. Feel your head heavy. If it feels like a lot on your hamstrings today, just bend your knees a little bit, shift the weight forward. And I encourage you to let the upper body sway left and right, side to side. Just feel a little movement here. If you're holding on to a lot of tension in your body, it can sort of show up here. This can feel hard. It can feel challenging to let gravity take over, so take an extra moment. Feel like you can really feel the weight of your head pulling you long. Feel the effect of gravity just maintaining you here. Keep the weight tipped forward, and then take a big inhale. Exhale, release the grip on the elbows. Allow the arms to hang heavily. Nice opening in the shoulders. Keep the weight, again, tip forward into the balls of the feet. Little bend in the knees, engage your core, and take your time to round up one vertebra at a time. So you're just allowing the joints to stack one on top of the next. Take your time through your middle back. I encourage you to go just a beat slower than you'd like to, just really feeling patience with your practice. The head will stack last. There's absolutely no rush. But once you're up, bring your feet back together side by side. Relax your arms at your side. Just make sure you're standing at the top of your mat. Take a moment, stand at attention to yourself. So find a drishti right ahead of you. Focus there, present with your own practice. Just staying right here for a moment. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Let's have a great class today. Inhale the arms out, back, and up. Look up, stretch up as the palms connect. And exhale, swan dive, chin away from chest, long flat back all the way down into your forward fold, chin will tuck here. Then inhale to a halfway lift, gaze comes forward, the back flattens. Try to keep the gaze forward as you plant your palms on the mat and step or jump back to a plank pose. Nice strong plank pose, excellent. If you've got some back issues going on here, you might feel them creep in here. You can always bring your knees to the mat to support it, but try to keep your back parallel to the floor. These look good, so really engage your quadriceps. I encourage you to keep the gaze forward, feeling some length in the spine, a little tuck of the tailbone. Keep a strong line from shoulders to heels as you take a big inhale. And exhale, shift forward, and then lower down to a chaturanga low hold, elbows in. Again, knees can come down if you need to. These look good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Draw the shoulders back, thighs lifted, toes pointed. And exhale, roll over the toes, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, good. Nice. Keep that down dog long. Keep that strong push in the shoulders. And now letting our breath just guide us through, finding our flow, a series. Inhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, look forward. Exhale, step, jump, or float between the hands into a forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze is forward, back is flat. Exhale, forward fold. With a flat back, inhale, arms out, back, and up. Look up and stretch up when the palms connect. And exhale, swan dive, chin away from chest, gazing forward as long as you can, and then coming down into the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze is forward, back flattens. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to a plank pose, shift forward, lower down to chaturanga, all on the same exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Right back into it. Inhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, look forward. Exhale, step, jump, or float between the hands into your fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise, arms out, back and up, look up, stretch up, palms connect. And exhale, swan dive, just ride the out breath all the way down into your forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, plank pose, gazing forward, shift forward, lower down, strong chaturanga, low hold, feel your strength. Good, inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back to a nice strong down dog. That flow is excellent, so just stay with it right into B series. Inhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, look forward. Exhale, step, jump, or float between the hands into your fold. Halfway lift, inhale, feel the length of your spine, and then exhale into a deeper forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit the hips down and back, sweep the arms forward and up. Lovely, just maintaining here. So we inhale to the posture, and as we start to hold it, make sure you're not also holding your breath. Keep the breath moving. These look good. A little grip of the knees here to stabilize the hips. That way you can really sink the hips down and back. Feel like you're reaching for a chair. It's a tiny bit too far behind you, so really down and back. There it is, and support it by engaging your core. Are you breathing? Pull the shoulder blades down the back, spiral the pinkies in, and let your body follow the gaze. So notice if you look a little further up and back, maybe the thumbs draw back. Take a big inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Just feel the release. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, plank pose, gazing forward, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, low hold. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. That is just really beautiful. Let's take that same rhythm right into our warrior one through a three-legged dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Drop the back left heel and just inhale, arms out, back, and up. Palms connect, thumbs cross. I encourage you to lift the gaze. So you're looking past the cross knuckles of your thumbs, bringing some length into spine. Excellent. Nice adjustment, Steph. Good. So you do want to feel your hips squared off to the front of your yoga space right now. So if you feel like your hips are opening up to the left, put a little bit more pressure in the outside edge of your left foot. Yes, engage your left quadricep. Nice, Mia. And as you rotate the left hip forward, you should feel your left, the whole pelvis start to square off. There we go. And then tug back on the right heel to get the right hip back. There it is. Now, if you feel a lower back bend creeping in, it's normal, but I want you to support it. Actively pull your navel in towards your spine. Nice, Camilo. Shoulder blades slide down the back. And if you feel a little bend in your elbows, again, very normal, but try and squeeze them as straight as you can without hunching the shoulders up. Nice, John. Stay low in your posture as we transition here. Try not to pop up. Arms straight. Take a big inhale. And exhale, open warrior two. So step the right foot forward, arms come down over the legs, nice long, low postures. These look good. So back leg straight, right toe pointing forward, kneecap tracking over the big toe. These look amazing. And then give your heels a little grip toward each other. Yes, so when I said that, I just saw all of you just lift up out of your hips just a little bit, and that's what we're looking for. Not sinking into the joints here. Your feet are really spread apart right now, so it's tempting to sort of sink into the joints. I want you to feel the support here. So again, left quadricep engaged, excellent. Outer hips hugging in, fabulous. Feel the rib cage hug in. Really stretch the arms open. Nice work, gazes forward, nice and steady. Big inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Find your plank posture. It's certainly optional to lift the right leg. Shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, low hold. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over the toes, back to a downward facing dog. Right into the left side. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step the left foot forward, drop the back right heel, and just inhale your arms out, back, and up. Palms touch, thumbs cross, gaze is up. Yeah, so it's a very deliberate cue, our arms being out, back, and up. You want to feel the chest open up, starting to really prepare us for having the arms overhead for some time here. Again, trying not to hunch the shoulders, slide the shoulder blades down the back. These look nice. Squeezing elbows straight. Good. Firm up the back leg just a bit more. Nice, chest. Coming down deeper in the front knee, only if it keeps your hips squared off. If you feel your hips opening up, then ease up on that. If you're gripping the mat with the toes, trying to lift them up, really push the pad of the foot into the mat. These look good. I'm all about the core strength in these postures. So I want you to, again, feel like you're pulling your navel back towards your spine a bit here. A little bit of lengthening of the tailbone toward the floor. Sometimes it's helpful to think about pulling your front hip bones towards your lower ribs. Just a strong core engagement here. These look amazing. And again, stay low. Take a big inhale. And exhale, open warrior two. Slide the posture longer. Arms come over the legs. Nice opening for the shoulders. These look good. So in my class, I always hold the first warrior one and warrior two just a little bit longer, just to allow us to settle in. There can be a little rush in the class, a lot of energy in the class. It's really normal. I want you to just feel these postures in your body. I want you to feel your strength. And I want you to feel your commitment to maintaining your best version of the posture, whatever that means today. So again, a little squeeze of the heels, back leg strong, hips engaged, that little lift up out of the hips so you feel strong in your core. And as you're working hard and you're feeling your body warm up, getting a little sweat going, I want you to just feel your breath. Feel that amazing ease in this space, in this class. It's available to you. Good. Take a big inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Find your plank pose. Left leg lifts is the option. Shift forward, lower down. Strong chaturanga, low hold. There's no rush. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take your time. And exhale, roll over the toes back to a nice long down dog. Maybe your down dog's just a little bit longer than it was when we first started. Just check in. If your heels are touching the mat, you've got a little bit more room to lengthen the stance. So just always finding your best, most open posture. Right back into our flow. Let's just move with the breath today, moving through a chair pose where you're 1 to 2. So just nice, full, complete breaths, nice, long, slow flow. Inhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, look forward. Exhale, step, jump, or float between the hands into your forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, chair pose, find full expression on the in-breath. And exhale, forward fold, just let it go. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, palms flat, plank pose, gazing forward, shift forward, lower down, find that strong low hold. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Excellent rhythm, stay with it. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot forward, drop the back heel, just inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, open, land your warrior two right where you left off. Again, nice and settled here. Turn the palms up to the ceiling and just reach your upper body forward over the right leg. Yes, so many well-trained yogis in this room. Beautiful work. If you feel like that front knee is kind of swaying in and out, try and ease off on how much you're reaching forward. Focus on keeping your legs stable. Good. Now really stay low. Keep your shoulders open up against the wall behind you. Shoulders down away from the ears, and then reverse the posture. So feel like you're scraping the ceiling with the right hand up and back. The left palm will flip and just slide down the left leg, creating compression for left side body. It's tempting to bind it here, but instead I just want your left hand to just slide down the left leg. We're looking for direct compression for the left side body. Nice huge opening for the right side body. Excellent. Now puff the right rib cage up to the sky. Notice that the left leg is shaking. Give it a little squeeze. Really stabilize it. You got to stay with the breath. You've got a wide open right lung here. Take a big inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Plank pose. Let's hold our plank here. Gaze down, supported side plank. Left hand underneath left shoulder. Drop the left knee below left hip. Rotate right sole foot onto the floor. And just extend your right arm up to the sky. And wherever you're at, I'd like you to find a gazing point. The right tip of your thumb is really good. But if you want to gaze at the ceiling right above your thumb, that's just fine as well. I want you to hug your left shoulder blade down the back, right? Think about your left wrist, left knee, left toes, and right heel all being in a straight line, and keep your gaze right at the ceiling above you. And if you'd like to advance the posture, extend your right arm forward and lift your right leg up. Good. The details of that are turning the right palm toward the floor and really flexing at the right ankle. Nice work. The more flexion you have at the right ankle, the more energized the outside of your right leg will be, the easier it is to lift it up. So a locked out limb is easier to lift than a floppy limb. So give it a little bit of energy. Go ahead and as you flex the right foot back, bring the right heel up just one more inch. Excellent. Then bring the right foot down, extend the right hand back up. You could stay here, but I do love this little transition, eventually lifting left hand to heart center. For those of you who just want to let it float up, feel free to work your way towards that. Slide your right heel back an inch or two. Yep, you can pop up to left fingertips. Can be a really good way to find that core strength. If it's not healthy for you today, no pressure, no need to do it. It's just an offering here, finding that core engagement. Nice, Alex, keep that back leg locked. And then slowly return the left hand to the mat if you lifted it. Rotate the right hand down and just return back to a plank pose. Excellent work. Gazes forward, thighs locked. Take the inhale. Shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, low hold. Inhale, upward facing dog. Find the back bend. Exhale, roll over the toes. Send the hips back. Downward facing dog. So good. The flow really is on point today, so just enjoy it. We're doing the same thing on the left side, from a chair pose to a warrior one to warrior two. Just nice, long, complete breaths together. Inhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, look forward. Exhale, step or jump between the hands into your fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, let it go. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, palms flat, plank pose, gazing forward, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, low hold. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step the left foot forward, drop the back heel, rise to your best version of a warrior one. Exhale, open, right back into your warrior two. Solid, stay low, gazes forward, turn the palms up, reach the upper body, right forward. If you have a mirror ahead of you, make sure you're just gazing right into the front mirror. You can feel your shoulders, right shoulder disappearing behind the left, like they're on a wall behind you. Again, stabilize here. Yep. Pull back on the left heel if you get that left hamstring active. Squeeze the right quadricep, no matter how much yoga you've done today. And then reverse to your posture. Scrape the ceiling with the left hand. Right hand slides down the right leg. Some tendencies here is to feel the right shoulder hunching up by your ear. Draw the right shoulder down and away. Focus on core strength here. A little side stretch tends to feel really good initially and kind of creep up on you. So stay with your breath. Really just feel the opening for your left side body, but do keep your core gently engaged here. Really supporting, maintaining. Beautiful work. That left pinky just spirals down to help you open up through the left tricep. Nice. Take the inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Plank pose, hold the plank here. Let's find our supported side plank, gaze down. Right hand directly underneath the right shoulder. Drop the right knee below your right hip. Rotate left sole foot onto the floor. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Find your gazing point here. So this posture really does help us find our focus. Although this whole group today is extremely focused, nice work. But I want you to use your gazing point, your drishtis. They're very important. And again, just find one. What's most important is you commit to one. Maintain. If you feel like you're hunching up your right shoulder, I want you to push more firmly into the mat with your right palm. Hug the left shoulder blade down the back. Keep the gaze at the ceiling. Left arm reaches forward. Lift the left leg. Flex at the left ankle. And feel it outside of your leg working. This is fantastic conditioning here. Good. Feel the flexion of your left foot. One day your toes are just going to reach back and touch your shin. I know. Good. Stay with it. If you feel like you're going to fall, it does help if you feel like you fall backwards. It gives you a little opening to the body. Stay here. Then bring the left foot down. Extend the left arm back up to the skies. And then keep lifting through the left rib cage, and the right hand can lift to heart center. Again, slide the left heel back if you want to really work on this. Yeah, and it's okay. Sometimes we just lift up a little bit, and we're like, oh, there are those muscles, but it's not for today. So sometimes we just waken things up. But if you're in it, maintain it. If your palm's on the mat, that's totally fine too. I just want you to find your edge here. That's the whole point. Work your edge, find your breath, find the ease. Nice there. Return your right hand back to the mat if you lifted it. Rotate the left hand back down. You're back in a plank pose. Take the inhale. Shift forward, lower down on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. I see a little sweat. That's good. Just work for it just a tiny bit more. One last chair pose. Inhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, look forward. Exhale, step or jump between the hands to fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And inhale, chair pose, hips down, arms up. Good, maintaining this time. Shoulder blades down the back. Won't be a long hold, but I do want you to commit to staying low. In fact, just bring your hands to a prayer at heart center. Nice. And just a nice and easy twist here. I want you to revolve to the left, connect your to the right, and then connect your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Right hand pushes into the left. Yep, so just revolve over to the right. There we go. Stay low, grip the knees, try to flatten out the back. The hips want to lift, just commit to staying in the depth. Then come right back up to center. Lean back a bit. Good. Then revolve to the left. Right elbow connects to the outside of the left knee. Now, if you feel like your right knee is creeping forward, slide it on back so your kneecaps are parallel to one another. Think about your sits bones reaching toward the back of the room. Good. Lean back into my hand just a bit. There it is. Stay low. Come right back up to center. Arms up on the inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to a plank, and hold your plank pose again here. Just maintain. We're going to do a little bit of core work, nothing crazy, I promise. I want you to just come down to your forearms here. Yep, we'll do it all together. How about that? You can interlace all 10 fingers. If this is a lot, bring your knees to the mat. That's plenty. Yep, you can always have a nice, strong, flat back. Interlace your fingers or have your palms flat on the floor. Looks good. You can stay here or bring your left forearm to the mat. Stack your right foot on top of the left and extend your right arm directly up to the sky. Find it. There we go. Now, a nice little support here, if this is a lot, is to bring your right foot behind you. That can always be like a little spring. Nice. If your feet are stacked and you want to stay here, great. If you'd like to drive the hips up, join us for a few pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay with it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rotate your right forearm down. Just take a moment here. Yep, make sure you're strong through the core. Thighs locked. If you want to switch sides, right forearm on the mat. Stack the left foot on top of the right and extend your left arm up to the sky. Toes and heels flex. If you brought the left foot behind or the right foot behind you on their side, please do so here. Try to have your hips squared off to the side of the room, not toward the ceiling. And join us for the pulses. Drive up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on the 1, rotate the left forearm down and find your breath. Good. We're coming back into a plank pose. I'd like you to try to keep your thighs lifted, and one hand at a time. Place the left hand underneath the left shoulder, right hand underneath the right shoulder. Strong plank pose. Great work. Skipping the chaturanga. I just want you to push back. Downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Nice. A little more in your breath. Good. Your heart rate might be going a little up. That's great. Just return to your breath. Find that ease again. And having a little awareness of our core muscles as we move through the sequence is an asset. I want you to keep that awareness on your strength, on your stability, especially as we start balancing on one foot. Ready for warrior 1 to warrior 3. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Drop the back heel. Inhale, rise, warrior 1. Good, warrior 3, shift the weight to the right leg, push off the back leg, try and bring your body and leg parallel to the floor. Find a gazing point ahead of you that's not moving. Wow, these look awesome. Hips squared off to the mat. Good, feel that human tug of war. These look amazing. Now gaze down at the mat, below your nose. Bring your arms out to the side like airplane wings. If you touch your neighbor, who cares? Just lift into it. It's all good, stay strong. You could stay here. You can bring your hands behind the back. Interlace all 10 fingers or arms can be parallel to one another. So challenge here, stay strong in your standing leg. You got it, Camilo, stay lifted. Airplane pose, just coming back where we came from. Challenging the balance. I'd like you to gaze forward, bring the palms ahead of you, warrior 3. Just for a moment, returning where we started. And step back lightly, warrior 1. Hips are square. Take a big inhale. Exhale, open, big warrior 2. Nice long, low posture. Good, turn the palms up, really reach forward. Reverse the posture, take a big inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat, plank pose. Gazing forward, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, low hold. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. That was great focus in those balancing postures. Same thing on the left side. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step the left foot forward, drop the back heel. Inhale, rise warrior 1. Take a moment just to set it up. Hips square, shoulders square, straight line from hips to fingertips. Nice adjustments. Warrior 3, shift the weight to the left leg, push off the back leg. Body and leg come parallel to the floor. These look amazing. Ignore me down here. Stay strong, stay lifted. These look good. Now the standing leg is important, as is the lift. Gaze down, please. Arms right out to the side like airplane wings. If you did it on the other side, hands behind you, interlace all 10 fingers. Stay lifted, stay strong. You got this, you've got this. Commit to it, stay determined here. This is the easiest to fall through. You're just deep in your hold. Airplane pose. Warrior 3 pose, gaze forward. Step back lightly, warrior 1. Hips are square, take the inhale. Exhale, open, nice big warrior 2. Turn the palms up, reach forward. Reverse the posture, big inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat, plank pose, gazing forward, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, low hold. Inhale. And exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Again, check in with your down dog. This posture becomes a chance to reset, chance to reconnect with the breath. Notice the length you've created in the pose, the opening in the body. Really good. It's a really big hallmark of our power practice around here. These big postures, really well supported. These are great examples across the room. Nice work. Moving into triangle pose, just through a little bit of kneaded nose here. I'd like you to just use it as part of the breath exercise. Inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, kneaded nose, curl the body forward so your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Then inhale your right leg up and back. Good, then knee over to the right elbow. Shift forward, try and make the touch, make the contact. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, knee over to the left elbow. Give it a little touch, feel the twist. One more round. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Find that cat spine, really curl it in. Inhale, right leg up and back. Knee to the right elbow. Give it a little tap, little touch. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, over to the left. And last one, inhale, right leg up and back. Triangle pose, step the right foot lightly up between the hands, both legs straight. Yes, take a hold of your right ankle with the right hand, extend the left arm up to the sky. So everybody in this room, for the most part, really knows these postures very well. But a few little details: make sure your right toes are pointing directly forward. Your back foot should be at about a 45-degree angle relative to the back of your mat. So sliding the back heel back just a bit, toes forward. Nice. And we're really looking for that triangle shape between the legs and the floor. Another triangle shape between the top of your right leg, right arm, and your right rib cage. That tends to be a little bit curved here, really natural and normal, but we're looking to get length in the spine. So I'd like you to just gently rotate the left hip kind of down and forward as you reach the hips back, as you stretch the torso long. And please focus on the bandhas. That's how we bond the muscles to the bones. Squeeze the kneecaps a bit here, squeeze the buns a bit here, and the core. And if you'd like to test it out, you can bring your bottom right hand up to heart center. If you're feeling pressure in your joints when you do that, back up a step, focus on engaging all the muscles around your joints. If that feels supported and you're feeling strong, you can bring your left hand to meet the right. So one straight line from elbow to elbow through the wrist. That might be plenty. Just for a moment, if you'd like that extra challenge, arms can reach forward parallel to one another. Nice, Pamela, stay with it. Nice. And then back to triangle pose, just meeting there. Reach down towards the ankle, up toward the ceiling, open toward the sky for a moment. Your spine is pretty much parallel to the floor here. I'd like it to stay that way as we exit this posture. So try not to collapse as you rotate your left hand down toward the floor. And then square up your hips to the front of the room, and notice that you'll have to shorten your stance just a little bit to make that happen, and sharpen the angle in the back foot. So left toes pointing to upper left-hand corner of the mat. Take the time to bump the right hip back, left hip forward, flatten the spine, and then to revolve your triangle pose, take a hold of your right ankle with the left hand. Gaze up as you stretch your right arm up to the sky. Again, really common here to feel a little curve creep into the back. I want you to just think about aligning the hips. There it is. Gorgeous. And to just keep that nice kind of halfway lift action in the spine. It's helpful to think about your shoulders sort of hovering above your big toe in space. That's how much tuck of the shoulder we've got reaching up. This is a very streamlined version of the posture, and the stability is in the depth. So go for it here. This is a very, very beneficial posture. These deep reverse twists. Good. Are you breathing? I'm not sure. Good. Rotate your right hand down. Let's just take a moment, return to breath here. If you'd like to give yourself a little forward fold, forehead to the knee or to the shin. Your hand can be on the shin if that's too deep. Your hands can be on the floor. Nothing too formal here. Just give yourself a little release. Feel a little space in the back of the leg. Return to your breath. Relax your jaw, your face. Sometimes we start to work hard. That tension can creep in. So just letting it go. Good, and then turning it right back on. I'd like you to flatten your back, gaze in front of the big toe. Yes, coming into airplane pose, put a little micro bend in your right knee so you can shift the weight forward, and as soon as the left toes feel light, lift and take off, airplane pose. Yeah, so you kind of want to shift forward and lift, airplane pose. Arms out to the side like airplane wings, back leg lifted. Try to have your back and your leg parallel to the floor. Standing leg is strong. You could stay here or open to half moon pose. Our version of half moon, we're not reaching for the floor. We're keeping our body and leg parallel to the floor, using our core strength. Nice, Dana. These look amazing. As you come back to airplane, just rotate the left hip down, but lift the arms and the leg probably even more than you think you need to. You can revolve this posture, left arm toward the floor, right arm to the sky. It's all good. If you come out, just come right back into it. That's part of the sequence. And then back to airplane pose, strong, lifted. Wow. Step back lightly, warrior one. Fantastic control. Warrior one is your posture now, nothing to judge before that. We're just in this pose. That was perfect work. Hips square, take the inhale. And exhale, open warrior two. Last warrior two stance on this side. So take up your space and feel that support. Squeeze the heels, kneecap tracking over the big toes. Turn the palms up or reach the upper body forward again. Then reverse the posture. Just take the inhale. This time coming to side angle pose, right elbow inside the right knee, left arm reaches up to the sky. So if you've got that right angle in your front knee and the back leg is locked, then when you have your elbow against the inside of the knee, you're in pretty much perfect alignment, that straight line. If you're modifying, it's great to just bend the elbow, place it on top of the thigh rather than reaching for the floor. We want that strong line from left heel to left shoulder. And then you're welcome to bind it, half bind or a full bind. You wrap your left hand behind the back for a half bind, left fingertips looking for the inside of your right hip crease. Even if you don't find it, that's the direction we're moving. That full bind, make sure you can lift your chest right up off the thigh. Nice, Marissa, stay strong. Think about your tailbone reaching for your heel. This is a deep hold in the class, so be determined. You're gazing up past your left shoulder. If you did bind, please open up the arms. Now feel your base here. Stay strong in the hips as you rise right back up to your warrior two. Yes, good. Not leaning forward at all. Take a big inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat, plank pose, gazing forward here please. Shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, low hold. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back to your downward facing dog. It's a nice class. Find your breath, find your gaze. Remember that knee to nose, it certainly is core work, of course, but think about it like bellows, just moving the air through your body. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, really shift the weight forward, try to get all the air out of the body. Good, then inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Take the time to make the contact. Good, then inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee over to the right elbow. Feel that twist in your core. And again, inhale, left leg up. Exhale to the nose. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale over to the right. Give it a little tap. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, triangle pose, step the left foot up between the hands, drop the back right heel, both legs straighten, take a hold of your left ankle with the left hand, extend your right arm up to the sky. So good. And this posture should feel pretty welcome to the body. It's a nice open twist. You're doing great. Nice. My new students in here, great work. Nice. So make sure your right toes, again, are pointing a little bit forward, right heel a little bit back. Strong lines. These look amazing. Squeeze the quadriceps here. Give your kneecaps a little squeeze. So again, it's kind of tempting, especially if you're flexible, to kind of rest in the backs of the knees. Please don't do that. Think about squeezing the buns, squeezing the core, and then you can bring the left hand up to heart center. But it should feel kind of a bit natural. It shouldn't, it's going to be hard, but it should feel like you're just kind of floating up and everything's kind of locking into place, not stressing out the joints here. If you did on your side, let your right hand meet the left. It's just a nice opportunity here to feel the length of your spine. And if you did it on the other side, please extend your arms forward. But again, no pressure to go deeper. This is your practice. Where is your edge? Good, Aaron, keep that front leg straight if it's bending. Then open back to your triangle pose. Beautiful work. Again, let the heart just open to the sky for a moment. And with the back flat, no collapse, rotate the right hand down. Shorten up the stance just enough to get your hips square. Nice. Good. Square off the hips, left hip back, right hip forward. Please take the time to lengthen the spine. It's almost like a halfway lift. And then revolve. Take a hold of your left ankle with the right hand, tuck the shoulder underneath the body, and extend the left arm up. These are good. Make sure you're gazing over to the left side of the room at least. Right? You want to use the range of motion you have. If you can look all the way up, great. But sometimes it's just an intermediate gaze, but this is a deep reverse twist. We want to let the neck follow whatever else the spine is doing right now. Good. Stay low. Stay twisted. Kind of shift the weight into the back foot just a little bit more. There it is. Nice long spine. And rotate the left hand down. It's a common place to hold your breath. That's why I like to offer just a little forward fold here. We're working hard. That's a really deep posture. It is. So just give yourself a moment here. Let go of that tension. That's over. That's in the past. Good. Now it's time to fly. I'd like you to gaze in front of the big toe, flatten out the back, a little bend in the knees, shift forward, then lift and take off, airplane pose, arms up, leg up, you're in it. You're flying. Standing leg strong. Beautiful. These look good. Nice work. Open up to half moon. Lead with the right hip. Flex the right ankle. It really helps to open up all the way here. If this is new to you, it's tempting to kind of go halfway in between, but getting the right hip to stack on top of the left gives you some stability. Then rotate back to airplane pose. Good. Stay lifted. Keep the arms lifted. You can revolve. If you did so on the other side, right arm reaches in the direction of the floor, left arm to the sky, but the body and legs stay parallel. These look amazing. Stay strong in the standing leg. Airplane pose. The gaze is still at the mat. Take a moment. Feel your control here. Step back lightly, warrior one. Hips are square. Back on 2 feet. Take the inhale. Exhale, open big, warrior 2. You're just in it here. Yes. Turn the palms up or reach the upper body forward. Reverse the posture. Big inhale. And right to side angle pose. Left elbow inside the left knee. Right arm reaches up to the sky. And this is a challenge to your base. There's a lot going on in the hips, as well as the core and the arms everywhere. It's a full body posture. So squeeze the right quadricep, gently push the knee open with the elbow. And again, if you're modifying, elbow is bent, forearm on the thigh, not reaching for the floor. Then take it into bind, half bind, full bind. Hips are looking open, Alex. Nice work. Good. Feeling that strong opening for the right side of the body. The goal of the bind is not necessarily to go deep and become a pretzel, right? The idea is to just feel some space in the right half of your chest. So for some of you, maybe the bind is even too much. The arms being extended could be fine. Wherever you're at, you're in your depth. These look good. Open up the arms if you did bind. Stay low as you rise right back up to your warrior two. That's it. Arms straight, gaze forward. Take the inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Plank pose. Please gaze forward. If you can, shift forward, lower down. Chaturanga, low hold, strong integrity here. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back to a downward facing dog. We're deep in the class. The challenge is part of it. The challenge is part of it. It's a given. No matter the environment, right? No matter how many yoga classes you've done today or how much rest you've had, it's always challenging in here. How you meet that challenge is your yoga practice. So I want you to just stay with the rhythm of the class, give it your very best, but above all, move with breath. Lunge pose. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot up by your right hand, high on the ball of your left foot, and then inhale, arms forward and up at shoulder width apart. I want you to check in with your back foot. Make sure the heel is lifted and your toes are as flexed as possible. Yes, this is going to help align the hips. Now make sure your back leg is locked as well. If you cannot keep your back leg locked, your lower back is compromised, so I do recommend bringing your back knee to the mat if that's the case. Look at you all. These look amazing. Hands at prayer heart position. Now try to keep your spine straight. The temptation is to lean forward. Instead, I'd like you to spin to the right, keeping your hips square, and then hinge at the hips. Bring the left elbow outside the right knee. And if you just want to maintain that base lunge, gazing forward, that's plenty. Good. Keep the chest lifted, back leg locked. If you want to go deeper, you can extend the arms, but please don't compromise the base. The hips remain level. Good. If we're going deeper in these poses, it's just from the middle spine up. Some of you might even want to bind, half bind, full bind. Good. Depending on the environment you're in, you want to make sure you're warm enough for these very deep postures. Nice, Marissa. Good. Keeping the chest lifted. If you did bind, please open up the arms, just unwinding. Hands back into prayer twist. Drive through the right heel, come right back up to center. Stay low, arms up on the inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, plank pose. Just hold your plank here. We're coming into our full side plank. I'd like you to gaze at the mat, left hand underneath the left shoulder. Stack the right foot on top of the left. So facing the right side of the room. There we go. Hugging left shoulder blade down the back. If this is a bit much, you can always bring the knee to the mat like we did earlier. Resting postures are always welcomed. If you'd like more, drive the right foot up to advance the postures. Some of you might even have a toe hook. Good, these look good, nice, and you're just on your edge. You find your gaze, find your breath, let your body be challenged right now, just own this moment. Feel your strength, keep those hips up. If you lift to the right leg, bring it on down, stay with the breath. Nice, just rotate your right hand down, you're back in a plank pose. Care about your planks, not just a transition posture. Thighs locked, take the inhale. Shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, low hold, up dog, inhale. And down dog, exhale, right back to gaze, right back to breath, and right back to the flow. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step the left foot up by your left hand, high on the ball of the right foot. Inhale, arms forward and up. Beautiful. Yeah, so you can be kind of low in this posture, left knee stacked on top of the ankle, sometimes even a little further forward. If you can keep the back leg locked, try to get that full flexion on the back toes, right leg locked. These look awesome. Hands at prayer, heart position. Yep, can you feel that tendency to lean forward? Instead, I want you to use your core strength to stay lifted. Revolve to the left, and then straight spine. Hinge at the hips, right elbow outside of the left knee. Yes, hips are square. Good. Doesn't matter how strong you are. Keeping your hips square is always going to be a challenge. Be willing to keep the back leg locked. Arms open if you did so on the other side. Nice, Sarah. On point. Good work. Gaze is up. Remember, you want to let the gaze help the body open up. If you did bind on the other side, please bind here. Yeah, some of you going for it. It's good. It's good. Maintain. Just keep the body really long. Keep the chest lifted. You got it, Erin. Try and look up. There it is. Roll that left rib cage open. If you did bind, open up the arms. Prayer twist. Come right back up to center. Stay low. Arms up on the inhale. And exhale, hands to the mat. Plank pose. Gazing forward, please. Shift forward, lower down. Chaturanga, low hold. Inhale. And exhale back to your downward facing dog. Just take a moment. Get your breath. It was really, really a good sequence. We're going to come right to our feet, but using our breath. So just inhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, look forward. Exhale, step or jump between the hands into your forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Let's do it again. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, and then to standing, flat back, inhale, arms out, back, and up, look up, stretch up, palms connect, and just really simple. Hands of prayer, heart position, bring your gaze forward, shoulders relaxed, and again, really simple. Mountain pose, arms at your side, gaze is forward. Just take a moment. It's a lot of prana moving through your body. It's really good work. Just a few balancing postures today. We're going to do our full sequence. Lock the left leg, I think. Hold on to your left hip with your left hand. And then bring your right knee up into your chest and hug the front of your right knee, cupping it with the right hand. Or as an alternative, you can hook the big toe with peace fingers of your right hand. Please listen carefully. The priority is not going deep here. The priority is keeping your hips stacked on top of your shoulders. Hips on top of shoulders. So if you do have the toe, extend the right heel forward, but don't prioritize your hamstring opening. Prioritize your right shoulder staying stacked on top of your hips. That might mean, even if you're flexible, it might mean your right knee is bent a little bit. Now keep your hips level on an imaginary wall behind you. Open up to the right side. The hip will swing open, but try not to let the left bum sort of swing back, right? We want to keep the hips pretty level. If you've got it, you can switch your gaze over your left shoulder and practice your balance, but keep your spine really upright. If you're leaning to the left, focus instead on keeping the body upright. Gaze back to center. Bring the leg back to center, just step by step. Bring the knee in for a base. Stand up really tall. Mountain pose. Gaze is forward. Feet together. Arms relaxed. And again, just find that composure right away. Right leg locks. Right hand on the right hip. Pick up the left knee or hook the big toe with peace fingers of the left hand. Your sense of sight is extremely important right now, so do make sure you have a drishti ahead of you. If you have a mirror, find your gazing point in the front mirror, and if you're in a rush, let it go. Allow it to be right here. This is your standing leg, chest lifted. This is already a really strong balancing posture. Left leg extends forward if you did so on the other side. Yes, nice, Dana. Keep the standing leg strong. It wants to buckle, just don't let it. Open up to the left side. If the left shoulder is hunching up, pull it down. Think about your bicep strength being more important to help you keep the leg lifted. Excellent, Erin. You can switch the gaze over the right shoulder if you did so on the other side. Good. I'd like you to keep the hand on the hip if you can. It helps really ensure you're using your core for balance and not your arm. Gaze to center. Bring the leg back to center. Bring the knee in for a base. It's a lot. Mountain pose. Feet together, arms relaxed. Let that go. I know. I'm tempted to skip the balancing twist, but we're not gonna. I'd like you to bring your right knee up into the chest. It's a tricky posture. It can be one that can pull us out of flow a little bit because it's hard, right? I want you to just hug your hands in front of your right knee. I just want you to practice to the best of your ability. Take your left hand and reach over the outside edge of your right foot. If you need to hold your knee, that's just fine, but please initially center your right hand at your heart so you can feel your body upright, you can feel strong core. Then in one fluid motion, best you can, gaze over your right shoulder, reach your right arm back, kick into your left hand. This will help open your shoulders to the right side of the room. This won't be a long hold. I'd like you to instead just focus on finding the kick and the reach. There's tension in the posture. Keep your standing leg strong. Please don't drop your left shoulder as we come out of it. Just swivel your shoulders back to center. Find your gaze in the front mirror. Wow, mountain pose, feet together, arms relaxed. Haven't seen it done that well in a long time. Nice work, everybody. Left knee comes into the chest. And again, hug the front of your left knee initially so you can feel that lift in the chest. You gotta flex your left foot. Take your right hand, reach over the outside edge of your left foot or the knee. Center your opposite hand at the heart so you can feel that upright feeling. Then open up to the left side of the room. Kick into the right hand. Let the left arm reach back. You got to find a gaze over here all the way back. These look good. Stay on the kick. Just stay on the reach. That right shoulder wants to dip. Just don't let it. Stay lifted. Slowly swizzle back to center. I'd like you to soften the knee. Bring the left hand to the heart. Great work. Mountain pose. Feet together. Arms relaxed. And again, let the posture just sort of wash through the body. These can be intense, right? So just find your breath, find that upright feeling in the body here, shoulders soft. Last one on our feet. Standing bow pulling pose, left arm to the sky, palm is forward, right elbow, right hip, palm is facing up. Bend your right knee, take a hold of the foot from the inside. If the knee swings wide, whoop, get them back together, Velcro them back together. Yes, then reach up first, get as tall as you can, And then kick straight back. Let the kick open up the body. The kick is going to draw the right heel far away from the body. The left hand is going to reach forward. And that's the energy in this posture. That consistency of kicking and reaching creates stability. And with that stability, we start to explore a depth. Staying on the kick, staying on the reach. Beautiful, Jess. Bringing the body and chest down just a little bit more if you can. You got it, Camilo. Then lift and reach to exit. It's a big part of it. Find your base. Knees together, reaching up. No matter what's happened, base pose. Good, then mountain pose, feet together, arms relaxed. Sometimes you get in these beautiful postures, then we flop out of it. Care about the ending as much as the beginning. Right arm to the sky, palm is forward. Left elbow, left hip, palm is up. Bend the left knee. Take a whole left foot from the inside. I love it. Knees together. Get tall. And then kick straight back. Let the kick open up the body. It's a journey, this posture. So just stay on the kick, stay on the reach. Beautiful. Body and chest come down over time. Let the shoulders feel like they're opening in the front mirror. So the left shoulder disappears behind the right, and the kick is really strong. You should feel your left glute, the left side of your back working hard. This is amazing. Strong exit, lift and reach. Bring the knees together, reach up to the sky. Mountain pose. If you'd like to take a little moment to bow to yourself, that was an amazing standing sequence. Dead pose, please. Feet toward the back of your space, head toward the front of your space. Down to the floor. These postures, the sequence, again, is designed to bring you into a state of challenge. And then it's our work to find that ease. So we work hard so that we can let it go. All of that sort of rustles things to the surface so that we can let them go. So eyes closed here, body soft at minimum. Give yourself that gift of motionlessness. Find that stillness at minimum. Body just a little bit heavy in the mat. Even if your heart rate is up, it's already in its process all by itself of coming down. Even if your breath is a little bit more quick than it normally would be, it's already in its process. Our body wants to be in balance. Part of this practice is to just kind of slough off the stuff that's in the way. But the process of coming into balance is natural. It doesn't take effort. Good. Just take a big inhale here. And exhale. Feel a little release. Feel a little ease, like you've not done anything, like you're not going to do anything. And the rest of the class, just keep it really simple. Put effort into the postures when it's required, and then just return to this stillness if you can. Good. Just open your eyes, come back to the room. Bring your knees into your chest here. Give yourself a little back release kind of early in our sequence. This will be short, I promise. Extend the legs up to the sky, toes are reaching toward the ceiling. Okay, flex your feet so that your heels are reaching, your toes are reaching towards your face. Then bring your hands in a prayer and reach up to your toes. Yes, so you want to feel a lift of the shoulder blades, a lift in the lower back. Feel your core already having a little bit of a shake. These are tiny, tiny little pulses. So you want to start already challenging the body. Just short sets here. Pulse up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 2, 3. Stay high. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 10, 9. Make them count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now stay lifted on the 1. Look for that shake. Keep the hips lifted. Then you can bring your left heel down to 1 inch off the ground. If the leg can be straight, great. If it's too much on the back, bend the knee in just as much as you need to get the relief, but try to keep it as long as possible. Reach up to your right toes, please. Just 2 sets. Pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stay lifted on the 1. Try to keep that shake on as you scissor switch the legs, right heel to 1 inch off the ground. Try to keep it as long as possible. If you came out, come back in. Lift up to your left toes. Pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, breathe, 2, 1. Legs up, and bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little back release here. Oh, the moans and the groans. Excellent. We're on the right track. Give yourself that little release here. And then extend your legs all the way down toward the back wall. Reach your arms overhead. Give yourself a full body stretch here. Oh, just let the lower back even bridge up off the floor. You can interlace your hands if you want. Nice ab stretch. Yes, you can keep your hands there. Bring your feet together. Flex at your ankles. We'll just turn this into our transitional sit-up. So your arms overhead, link the thumbs. Take a big inhale. And sit up, double exhale. Give yourself a little forward fold here, a little extra moment here, a little space in the spine. Whatever forward fold feels good for your body. Spinal strengthening series. Good, so just roll over onto your belly, now facing the front of the room. Just a few more postures to go. And like I said, in our intermediate dead pose here, try to just turn your energy on when you need it, and then turn it off. These are short. These are really short. They're intense, but they're short. So hands underneath the shoulders, all 5 fingers nice and tight together. Fingertips in line with your shoulder heads, essentially. Cobra's tail means you're squeezing your legs together fiercely. Buns engaged, core engaged, legs engaged. Exhale. And on the inhale, lift the upper body up. No weight in the hands, minimal weight in the hands. Really use the tops of the feet pushing into the mat. Squeeze the legs. It's tempting to hold your breath here. Don't. Stay with it. Stay with the breath. Nice step. Look up. And then lower on down. Arms aside. Gaze to the right. Left ear on the mat. Let it go. You could tell if you're holding your breath if you come out of these postures with a bit of a gasp, right? So just make sure you're using your breath. Your stamina will improve so much in these poses. Chin on the mat, sit up the exact same posture. Just slide your hands back so the heels of your hands are at your hip bones. Fingertips pointing forward. Yep, then squeeze the legs. Squeeze the legs like you mean it. Exhale, and on the inhale, lift the chest and the legs. Put a little weight in your hands this time. Yes, nice, Alyssa, gorgeous work. Notice you can put your fingertips into the mat. It'll help your shoulder heads lift up. There it is. Now feel like your inner thighs are scissoring inward and upward. These are amazing. Look for that shake. Nice, David. And then lower down with control. Arms at side, gaze left, right ear on the mat. I find it's always helpful to take a belly breath in between. Feel a little bit of a lower back release. Good. Bikram Shalabhasana is next. Chin on the mat. Lift the hips. Bring your straight arms underneath the body. Palms flip down. Yes, please do what's healthy for you. If this is a lot on your elbows, meaning if it's injuring you, please don't do it. Do what we just did. A little bit of discomfort's really normal here. We're just doing the third and final part of this one. I'd like you to tuck your chin, kiss the mat, lock the legs, exhale. Nice. And on the inhale, lift both legs up together. Good. You've got it. Both legs together here. You're going to shift the weight forward. If you're kissing your mat, it makes it easier to shift the weight forward. Push down through the palms. Feel like you're reaching for the back edge of the mat. Excellent work. Stay on that shake. Thighs locked. Then lower down with control. Wow. Please release your hands first. Then gaze to the right, left ear on the mat. Let that go. We worked the lower back, the middle back. That one really is intended to bring you into your upper back. We shift a lot of weight forward. And our whole spine warmed up, ready to all work together. Chin on the mat, hands behind the back. Interlace all 10 fingers. It's a great place to let the dialogue just carry you through. Don't overthink a thing here. Just straighten your arms, lift them up, block the legs, exhale, and on the inhale, lift the chest and the legs. Again, short moments doesn't mean you're holding your breath, so it might feel like a shallow breath, but it's still relaxed, normal breath. Then arms out to the side like airplane wings. It's gonna help you lift your chest. You can even reach your arms back in a V just a little bit, then sweep forward to shoulder width. And your legs now separate to hip width, so no more cobra's tail. The shake might still be there, but it's a little more freedom. Good, without that tightness in your sacrum. Good, stay with it here. Now pull your shoulders down, but lift the thumbs up, lift the legs up. Are you breathing? Lower down with control. Arms aside, gaze to the left, right ear on the mat. Let it go. It is such a talent to be able to turn on your energy when you need it, And when you don't, just turn it off. Try to make it feel really discreet between the two. Just give it your all, then be done. Chin on the mat, bend the knees, take a hold of the feet from the outside, just 2 sets of our floor bow. Look forward first, please. Try not to set this posture up with your head cocked to the side, chin is forward. Try to bring your knees about 6 inches apart, nice setup, Erin. So right now, make sure your grip in your hands is strong, but your shoulder are kind of relaxed. Push your abdomen down, exhale, and on the inhale, turn on the kick. Yes, wow, it's a lot of shoulder mobility. Beautiful. It's really normal to feel yourself kind of rocking back and forth or have the weight a little bit further back. I'd like you to rock it forward and keep it forward by staying on the kick. Again, it's a little challenging to have full breaths here, but you can certainly breathe. Stay with it. Stay on the kick. One more time, kick. Then lower down with control. Arms aside. Gaze to the right side. Left ear on the mat. It's done. Belly down pose is your posture. You're doing beautifully with this. Just stay with it. Chin on the mat. Bend the knees. Take a hold of the feet from the outside. Just a few more postures to go. Keep your interest in your class here, knees 6 inches apart. We worked hard to get our body ready for this moment. Exhale and inhale, turn on the kick and find your flexibility today. That's going to be something different for everybody in this room. Where's your flexibility? Yes, your body's ready for it, so shift the weight forward. This looks good. Nice work. Beautiful, Jess. Stay right on it. And then lower down with control. Gaze to the left, right ear on the mat. Let that go. Take a moment, really affirm that your spinal strengthening series is over. Make sure you're not holding any tension in the body. It's sneaky, that tension. Sometimes our jaw's a little clenched, our pinkies are tapping up on the floor, toes are curled. And then just give yourself a child's pose here. Push up through an all fours position. That'll be your back release here. Knees wide, toes touch behind you. So a little bit of an easier child's pose than the beginning of class. Doesn't have to be quite as active. I want you to feel it in your inner thighs, feeling your belly sort of hang toward the floor. Just kind of let it go here. Take a big inhale and exhale. Two big back bends left. Come up through an all fours position and stand up on your knees for camel pose, Ustrasana. I recommend coming to the top of the mat, knees 6 inches apart, tops of the feet on the floor, hands to the lower back. Please, fingertips down, thumbs on the outside. Don't have your hands too high, not too low, and then lengthen through the tailbone first. Then gently push the hips forward and lift up and over the heels of the hands and allow the head to drop back. We want to use that range of motion to bring us into the back bend here. Hips forward, chest lifted. If you can keep a lift of the chest, then and only then, right hand to right heel, left hand to left heel. Listen to your body, Mia. Good. Right hand to right heel, left hand to left heel. It doesn't matter which one goes first, but I do want you to have the grip. So eventually it's heels of the hands with heels of the feet, toes with fingers, and that's going to give you enough of a grip that the hips gently move forward, that the chest lifts up, and then hands on the lower back, rise to the heart space, head stacks last. Sit back onto the heels, turn around, dead pose, just like that. Especially here, try to give yourself that moment. And ready for your deepest back bend. If you're doing another set of camel, you can sit up, turn around that posture. Otherwise, it's a wheel pose or a bridge pose. For bridge or wheel, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor at hip width apart. Yeah, you can reach down, grab the backs of your heels or touch the backs of your heels for bridge pose. For wheel pose, your hands will come up by your ears, fingertips pointing toward the shoulders, elbows up, drive through the heels to come on up. Yes, so for bridge or for wheel, yes, feet about hip width apart, yeah. And you do want to walk it in so that your knees are stacked right on top of your ankles. Very nice, Erin, good. If your knees are spreading wide, grip them a little closer together. This is good, this is good. When you tug back on your heels, it'll activate your back body here, your hamstrings, your glutes, give you a little bit more access to lifting your chest toward the front of the room. Camilo, that's huge. And then tuck your chin, round down one vertebra at a time, slow and controlled. Come on out wherever you're at and just find your way back into your dead pose. Back back release pose. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Yeah, do what you need here. You can do sacrum circles. You're welcome to do a happy baby pose. Hold on the insides of the feet. Stack the ankles over the knees. Listen to your body. What do you need? Such a big part of our yoga practice. And it takes a while sometimes to find that relationship with ourselves, our body, to know what we need, right? So just stay curious, stay open, continue to explore. What does your body, what serves you, what movement serves you? Maybe it's no movement. Then come into your shoulder stand pose. Rock your hips above the shoulders, extend your legs into the air. This has been a really, really nice class, everybody. Hands on the low back, extend your legs up. Yes. So try not to let your legs flail around here. It's not a cobra's tail technically, but you want that same energy in it. Toes together, legs squeezing. You can walk your hands up the back to flatten out your back a little bit more. A little curve is normal. Being a little piked at the hips is normal, but over time we lengthen the spine. We use our core strength to get the legs totally straight. Gorgeous. Staying with it here. Just hinge at the hips. Bring the toes over the head toward the floor. And if they reach the floor, great. And if they don't, that's also great. Again, do what's healthy for you. We're looking for a little bit of a neck stretch, but nothing crazy, right? Just a little bit. If there's any concern, you can err a little bit more on leaning back into the elbows. We do a lot of heart opening with all those back bends. This is intended to just sort of bring your energy back into your own space, leaving you a little more contained, not closed off, but just a little more contained, having your energy available for you, not just out there. And then round down one vertebra at a time, trying to keep your legs parallel to the floor as much as you can. And find your twist. Left leg long, squeeze your right knee up into the chest, give it a hug, give it a squeeze. Yep, just up towards your right shoulder. And then take your left hand, guide it down to the left side of the body. Your right hip will naturally lift up. Right arm extends out to the right. Switch your gaze to the right side. It's okay, whichever way is fine. Stay with your breath. Bring your right knee back in, give it a hug, give it a squeeze. And just switch sides. Squeeze your knee up to outside the rib cage towards the shoulder on this side. Use your right hand over the outside of your left foot, rather left knee, and draw it down to the right side of the body. Do the twist that's good for you. This is a supine twist. You're welcome to do a seated twist, of course. You can always eagle wrap the legs. Good. Come back to center. Bring both knees in for just a moment. Give yourself a little hug, a little back release, just evening everything out, that last little moment here. And then extend your legs, arms aside, close your eyes. Try to make sure your shoulders are away from your chest, or rather from your ears, palms facing up, legs long, eyes closed, body heavy, breath moving. You just gave yourself a great gift by spending this time taking care of you, your mind, your body. You worked hard for this little moment in time. So give yourself the space. Take a big inhale. And let go and fall. Thank you all for joining us today. Really, really nice work. Stay here as long as you need. You worked hard for it. Maintain it if needed. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Namaste.